day one of the off season, take a couple weeks off from everything, just kind of let the body just relax and take a break from the stress of the season. In a way of throwing and lifting, I'll take a couple weeks off, but still moving the arm, maybe throwing some footballs, doing things to keep the arm moving and keeping it active, not just doing nothing, because that can really cause some problems too if you just don't do anything. You probably do a lot worse than good. So yeah, take a couple weeks there, and then really when I'm starting to build back up is like throwing 3 times a week, not very far, probably like 60 feet, doing some plyo ball drills. Just like I said, really just starting that base of throwing, that build up for starting pitcher, doing a lot of the mobility exercises with armor heat, doing the strengthening, and then really, just keeping a steady build up. I personally like a velocity based build up. For me, it kind of gives me a target number to hit every day, or if I'm not feeling good, or if I'm feeling too good, kind of keeping me within a range. So, I'm not getting too high or I'm not getting too low on those velocities for the build up. So yeah, just slowly week by week building up that way. And probably starting bullpens in December at some point, and then really making sure for as a starting pitcher, I've got to get off the mound at least probably 10 times before I even get to spring training, with a couple of those being in up down. So getting on the mound, throwing 20 pitches, sitting down for a simulated half of an inning, and then getting back up so that when I'm for another 20 pitches. So when I'm going into spring training, I'm expected to be ready for, a live BP, or, even those first spring training games are there pretty quick once you get to spring. So, I've got to be ready to rock. So really, really setting that base and that foundation of, getting that mobility that I've lost from this season with the mobility programs, and then really restoring that strength that I've lost during the season as well, are monumental in your off-season build-up for that season. Because then once you get into spring, it's full go. We're expected, that first game, starting pitchers usually have 2 innings of work, and then from there it's 3. You might double up on 3, then go to 4, and then go to 5, and then it's kind of, once you get to 5 and 6, it's, you're ready to rock for 6, 7, hopefully 8 or 9 innings when those first couple of games of the season come around. And that might be different for other organizations, but yeah, at least for us, I'm supposed to be ready. And everyone's build-up's different. So like a starting pitcher's build-up is going to be a lot different than a relief pitcher's build-up. Even like a closer or a setup guy is going to be different than a middle relief guy. But yeah, it's just, it's a full off season of work. So just really keeping that mobility, and keeping that strength that you've lost and restoring that in the off season is really big.
Yeah, and I know every org's a little different, but typically you guys show up for spring training, you maybe throw 1, maybe 2 bullpens, then you're straight into live seeing hitters, and you maybe get 2 of those, and then
Yep.
have at them, you're in a game.
Yeah, so that turnaround's really quick. So that just even goes back to, you have to have a good base before you even think about going to spring training, because if you're not in a strong position to handle that load, because that workload, it goes from here because I'm at home in a controlled setting, and then as soon as those lights come on and there's another team standing in that box, that intensity just skyrockets. So if your body's not ready to withstand that, then you're in trouble.